Hello, darlings. This week I'm talking about how my fairy garden heals my mind. I'm Tammy in Tiaras, and I love to wear tiaras to shine a prettier light onto mental health issues. But I don't always wear my tiaras. And of course, I'm out in the garden, so no tiara today. Well, darlings, I have to say, my garden is my sanctuary. How I love behind my fence my own little fairyland. When I was a child, I used to dream of having my own home, and I used to dream of this special house that had a big tree in it, and beautiful vision out, and lots of birds, and lots of garden. And this is the actual house that I dreamt of when I was younger. And I used to think to myself, the house that I was living in previously, all my homes, I used to think, where is this house? Where is this fairy house that's going to come my way? I don't know. Well, it's here, and I'm the one that's created it, because you have to create your own world to live in, don't you? Anything that helps your mental health helps you in so many different ways. All the bulbs are starting to come up at the moment, and it is just so beautiful to see the life that is under the ground when we see nothing. It is a pure miracle. There was a time when my mind was, it was just so chaotic. But I discovered the magic of a fairy garden, and it's more than just a hobby. It's become my personal therapist. I go out in my garden and I find profoundly calm afterwards. I feel it. I do hope that you enjoy the video, and let me know in the comments as to whether or not you've got a fairy garden or not. Like I was saying, when I get out in the garden, time just flies. It really does. I don't watch the clock. This week I was actually rearranging the garden, which I do quite a lot. I've got one of those things where you do things over and over again. It's got some alphabet numbers to it, but I just believe people are people. And this week I wanted to create this little magical area out the front near the gate. Yes, our beautiful blossom tree. Isn't it amazing? It comes out right in winter. Can you believe it? The darkest time of the year, out she pops, all filled with this pink blossom. And the bees love her so much. So I had to get some video of her for you. And it's such a blue day that day. It was just beautiful, beautiful day to be outside. And the noise of the bees and the actual smell, the smell from the blossom was just so strong. Yes, I had blossom in vases for quite a while, and she's still actually blooming out there now. And it's starting to fall a little bit like snow, how I would imagine snow falling. But nature is amazing because they really go to their own, she goes to her own clock. Every other tree doesn't have anything on it, not one leaf. And there, my beautiful blossom tree is out looking magnificent. She's the one at the side of the house, and I just absolutely love her. She's got the most beautiful bark. You cannot feel sad when you've got a tree like this to look at, can you? Anyway, back to work. I was determined to arrange this Mallee stump that I actually picked up from Mum's many, 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 many years ago. Mum lived in Bert, and right up in the heart of the Mallee, and we could get beautiful tree roots up there. And I especially love to put natural things in my garden, so I love to have tree roots, and I love to have branches and anything that's natural, and just rearrange around them. Add a bit of whimsy, add a bit of fairy magic, putting a little bit of childhood fun into the whole area. My little gnomes I've had for many, many years, and of course, me being me, I repaint them regularly. They were last painted in 2016, so the paint actually lasts quite well. I really love the gnome with the harmonica because that one reminds me of Bert's father, and he actually made that gnome and the two little gnomes down the bottom, so they're very special to me. I'm going to put some flowers in it, and Bert is going to go along and actually put little pieces of silicone and stick them on with silicone so they don't blow away. My old gloves that I wore while walking Lucy for about 3 years were worn out, but they're still good enough for gardening. So they're really lovely and warm inside, just worn out from the from the hand side, because I have a swing all the time on the swing, and the chains have actually worn the vinyl off. Amazing, isn't it? Yes, everything's growing so well, and it's just so good for our mental health to get outside and get in the fresh air and get down and get dirty, and it is so good in so many ways. To me, there's something about the colour, red, that makes me feel happy, so I do use it a lot on my ornaments, and I do love it around the house. It's just such a bright colour. In the dullness, it really lifts everything, doesn't it? When my lilac tree, which is absolutely dormant at the moment, comes out, this will be all in shade and smell divine. We have to embrace the winter season. It's not always the nicest season of the year, but I try to find fun and joy in every single season. With this fairy garden, we look out of it from our big window. I especially love that because I watch the birds, and they hop around and they sit on the little gnomes' heads and pop off, and of course we feed the birds. It's just so lovely just to see nature. We really have to try to live in the moment a lot more, and I do that quite a lot actually. Just sit and enjoy it. Or just when I was doing my garden, I didn't think of anything else. I just don't. So I did notice that I have bulbs coming up that I had forgotten I'd planted, which is quite normal for me because I have bulbs everywhere. So when I go out and I do move things, I check all the time if there's any bulbs coming up where things are. Look at this. Look at these coming up. You'll see these flower in a couple of months. I'm not sure what they are. I think they're snowflakes, but I'm not sure. I can't remember. That's what I love about bulbs, because we forget what they are. And then up they come with their pops of colour, and it's just wonderful. And of course, Bert made the train, and we had this on our front fence. But unfortunately, it was just so much work to keep the water up. I said to Bert, it needs to go in the garden where the sprinklers will take most of the work of keeping it moist. And of course I put cactuses in it because cactuses are so forgiving, aren't they, darlings? So how has your week been? Do let me know in the comments. I love these little fairy gardens. They're very special to me because I did them with my little granddaughter Paige and Bailey. And it was so much fun to do them. Grandchildren have such a whimsical way of setting things up that I really don't move them much after they have, unless they fall over and need a bit of love. I always play around with them. I just can't help myself. But then, is there anything wrong with embracing our inner child with fairy gardens and fairy magic and reading children's books? I love children's books. I've just bought a book on actually the brothers Grimm, and it's called Grimm's Fairy Tales. I had this as a child, but our family house actually burnt to the ground, and all of our childhood books went in it. So that was one of our family houses. So that was pretty sad to know they all burned. But I brought this just to remind me of the stories. This particular area is always a problem, darlings. I've tried many things in here and they just don't seem to take off. So I've put in some trusty bulbs, and then when they die down, I'll probably replant some pansies in it for the summer months. Tell me what kind of a garden you've got. I've always had a garden. Right from when Bert and I moved into our very first flat, I said to Bert, I can't take this. They were flats that were joined. Oh, well, I was so young, so young. I think about 20. It's really young. Anyway, he went out and he got me a fridge door. Yes, you heard me. I don't know where he got it from. Possibly given to him or picked up off the side of the road, knowing Bert. He stripped it out, he drilled holes in it, he filled it up with the best quality dirt that he could, and we planted seedlings in it, and it sat on our front veranda on some bricks because, of course, Bert being Bert, it was all done properly. Well, that garden gave me so much joy when I was in the flat. It really, really did. And then whenever we shifted, one of the first things I did after the bed was organised and after the house was organised was I started on the garden. We have had gardening in pots for many years. All of our flats, it was always in pots. In my last house, I had a lot of plants in pots and they just looked lovely. But here, because we're getting older, I've put a lot of them into the garden because it's just so much easier to maintain it. This is our summer area out here. We don't go out here much in the winter. We actually put our rubbish bins out here because we have a doorway that goes straight back into the house from Bert's study. Of course, Bert put it in. He's out for a bike ride today, darlings, out on the motorbike. I don't know where he's gone, but I can check it any time on my phone. Yes, there's always things to do in the garden, and that's what you have to realise. I loved these tiny mushrooms. They're just so, they're not mushrooms, they're some sort of something, but a fungus, but they just look magical, don't they? So, darlings, I hope you have a wonderful week wherever you are in the world. Thank you for watching this. Thank you for all the love on my Christmas video. I really, really appreciate it, and God bless you all from beautiful Ballarat. Please like and subscribe. I've got some footage here from my brother-in-law, Allan, that I just really, really thought that you guys would enjoy because he lives in the country and his garden's very, very different to mine. I have birds in my garden, but you wait and see what Allan has in his. Bye, darlings.